Hello, I'm Orson Welles. We know a remote farm in Walworth where Mrs. Buckley lives. In July, peas grow there. Do you really mean that? I don't understand. We aren't even in the fields yet, you see.
Yes, we are, Mr. Wells.
We're talking about them growing, and she's already picked them, and we have a big bowl of hot peas with warm butter drizzled all over them. That's what we have.
Yes, Mr. Wells, in July, where fields are covered with snow. And, Mr. Wells, you need to emphasize the word in.
Why? That doesn't make any sense. I have never heard anyone who would emphasize the word in. There is no known way in the English language where you begin a sentence with the word in and then emphasize it.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, always. I'm already past that. In fact, get me a jury and show me how you can say in July and I will sing a song for you. This is absolutely idiotic. That is just stupid, impossible, meaningless. I'd love to know just how you would emphasize in July.
Then let's change it to every July.
No, you don't really mean every July, do you?
I did.
Who said that?
I did.
Who the hell are you? What, now I have two directors telling me how to read in July? That's bad copy. Of course it's every July.
Now we should move on to the next commercial.
This is crazy. You don't know what I'm up against. This is quite weary. It is all quite unpleasant. And I thought we had done these spots before. In fact, I distinctly remember recording them before.
You did, Mr. Wells. The sponsor wants fresh takes.
Fresh takes? What on earth for? I'm Orson Welles. I did it right the first time. Why waste my time and their money on such a useless exercise?
I'm not sure. Sales said just get it done.
Sales? Sales? This is as bad as lawyers. I swear if they could turn a buck, they would shake a tambourine and strum a banjo to make a sale. What do they care if they are wasting my time?
Mr. Wells, we really do need to finish these up.
Here, under protest, is beef burgers. Hello, I'm Orson Welles. We know a little place in America far west where a man named Charlie Briggs, who chops up the finest prairie-fed sirloin beef for burgers. This is a bunch of crap, you know that? Don't you?
Actually, Mr. Wells, you missed a word there.
What word?
Beef?
Come on, fellas, you're both losing your heads here. I wouldn't direct any living actor like this in Shakespeare. The way you do this is impossible.
Mr. Wells, the right reading for this is...
I am giving the right reading here. I spend 20 times more doing these commercials for you than I do for anyone else. And on top of it, you are such pests. Now, I have two directors telling me what to do. I don't even like it when one director gets in my sights. The way you want this stupid commercial read is impossible, simply impossible.
Mr. Wells, you did 6 of these for us last year.
Seems more like 72. What is it that you want? In the depth of your ignorance, whatever is it I cannot and will not deliver. All the money in the world would not be worth what you're putting me through.
Mr. Wells, we still need to re-record the first one you did 2 hours ago.
Why? There was nothing wrong with that one. Why are you putting me through this? One more word out of you and then you go. Now, why are you being so unbearable and about doing that one again? I take direction under protest and not from 2. Now, I do all this under protest.
Well, that one had a gunk.
What is a gunk, do you mind telling me?
It's a bang from outside.
A bang from outside.
Control room.
Can I speak to Mr. Wells?
Sure. Mr. Wells, someone's on the phone for you.
Another interruption by technology? By someone? Didn't you have the mind to at least ask who it is, so I can decide if the call is worth of my precious time?
No, Mr. Wells?
No, Mr. Wells. Why am I subject to this constant barrage of idiocy? Why, Lord, why? Hello, I'm Orson Welles.
Mr. Wells, I'm Daphne Preferred. I'm being accused of murder and I need your help.
Of course you do, madam. After all, I am Orson Welles.
The WGTD Radio Theater is on the air in its 13th season, so sit back and enjoy another installment of The KANE Shadow in Murder is a Circus. We are broadcasting live from the Phoenix Park Bandshell in beautiful and historic Delavan, Wisconsin. The KANE Shadow is created and written by Stephen Brown and Michael Ullstrup and stars members from the 91.1 Players. Today's show is directed by Vicky Dumais. Support for the WGTD Radio Theater comes from the Kenosha law firm of Aaliyah, Dumais, and McTiernan, the Friends of the Phoenix Park Bandshell, and the Brown-Ullstrup Performing Arts Foundation. Now, first, sit back and enjoy the voice of our musical guest, John Ludi Paleo.
How we all doing out there, Delavan? Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each storm cloud rains pennies from heaven? You know your fortune's falling all over the town. Don't forget your umbrella, turn it upside down. Trade them for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have some showers. But when you hear it thundering, don't sit under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. All right, put your hands together. Let's let them hear you in Lake Geneva, huh? Pennies from heaven. All the way up in Elkhorn, let them hear you. Pennies from heaven. You know your fortune's falling all over the town. Don't forget your umbrella coming upside down. Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? You know your fortune's falling all over the ground. Don't forget to hold your umbrella, hold it upside down. Trade them for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have some showers. But when you hear it thundering, don't sit under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven. I said pennies from heaven, pennies from heaven for you and me.
John Ludi Paleo, everyone! And now, the KANE Shadow in Murder is a Circus.
Hello, this is Orson Welles.
Oh, Mr. Wells, you must help me. I'm in dire trouble.
Madam, why are you calling me? If you're in such trouble, you should call the police.
Oh, but they won't help. They say I have no proof to show them.
Proof of what, madam?
Proof
My
that
patience is wearing thin.
Proof that I'm being accused of murder, and my accuser wants to take revenge on me.
Well, let me first ask, did you commit murder? I really do need to know before I make any decisions.
Well, of course not, Mr. Wells. I mean, it's impossible for me to be guilty.
Madam, if there is anything I have learned over my time, anyone is capable of murder.
But, Mr. Wells, when I say it's impossible, it's impossible. She's already dead.
Madam, she's already dead. Who?
Juliet.
Not Juliet.
Mr. Wells, I have to go. That stalker is coming this way. Leave a message at this number if you can help. Please, Mr. Wells, please.
A very curious call. To be accused of a murder that couldn't have happened, a stalker. And how did Miss Broussard find me here? Of course. Jeanette strikes again. Boys, I'm out of here. You'll just have to use all that fancy technology to fix those gunks. I have a murder to solve. I jumped into my car and went to check out of my hotel. On the way, I called Jeanette, my assistant.
This is the office of Mr. Orson Welles.
Hello.
Jeanette speaking.
Hello, this is Orson Welles.
It's about time you called. Did a Miss Broussard get a hold of you?
Oh, yes, Jeanette, Miss Broussard did get a hold of me. And you know how much I love those kinds of out-of-the-blue phone calls.
Yes, I do. But I also know you would probably need a dinner companion, and she seemed as good as any.
Of course, Jeanette was correct. I have absolutely no problem eating alone, but at times it is nice to have some pleasant conversation with an admiring fan. Well, regardless of my dinner needs, I did decide to assist her with her problem. Now, I want you to get on the next plane to Chicago.
What? You want me to fly out there?
Yes, Jeanette, I want you out here to assist me with this case. Delavan has a lot of nooks and crannies in it, and it'll take two of us to get through it all quickly.
Say, how did you know this girl's in Delavan?
Jeanette, there is only one Juliet, and she's in Delavan.
But her name is Daphne.
Just get on the next plane. Also make reservations for us at Lake Lawn Resort. Get back to Daphne. I assume you have her number.
Yes.
And let her know I'll set up a meeting with her when we get up there. And be sure to let me know which flight you're on so I know when to pick you up.
Will do. Anything else? Do I need to bring any liquor?
Jeanette, we're in Wisconsin. If there's anything they have there, it's liquor. I picked up Jeanette at O'Hare, and we proceeded to drive to Delavan. I took the Tri-State North to the Highway 50 exit and took that west towards Lake Geneva and Delavan. Not the most direct route, but I didn't want to drive through all those towns along Highway 12 or the Northwest Tollway. So boring. Besides, I knew Jeanette would like the drive along 50. Much more picturesque. I was hoping the scenery would keep her mesmerized and quiet. Boy, was that a bad idea. As rare as those are for me.
So, this is Wisconsin. Where are all the cows? I thought they sold cheese everywhere. Do they really force feed you milk here? I heard that once, that they force everyone to drink milk. It's like a law.
No, Jeanette, no one forces you to do anything in Wisconsin. Well, once upon a time you couldn't buy any yellow margarine in the state. You had to go to Illinois for that, but that's about all, and that was 50 years ago. Way before your time.
You know, I was reading all about Delavan. I figured that since we had a mystery to solve and all, we should know about the place.
Makes sense.
Did you know that Delavan was once home to 26 circuses here in the 1800s? They would have winter there, animals and all.
Yes, Jeanette, I knew that.
In fact, P.T. Barnum started there. Who knew?
Indeed, Jeanette, who knew?
Did you know that Delavan was started by a bunch of people from New York who set it up as a settlement, pledged to temperance, sobriety, and religion? I hope for your sake that they serve alcohol these days.
Yes, Jeanette, they serve alcohol everywhere these days.
And there are murals all over the buildings in Delavan called Walldogs. They were painted in 2015 by this bunch of artists called Walldogs. And they travel all over the country painting murals on buildings in towns about their history and culture.
Yes, Jeanette, Walldogs.
And the Wisconsin School for the Deaf was opened in 1852 in Delavan.
Right about now, I wish I qualified to attend that school.
Say, what's this town we're coming into?
This, dear Jeanette, is Lake Geneva.
Look at all these stores and shops. Maybe we can come back here.
Jeanette, there are plenty of unusual shops and such in Delavan. In fact, Bradley's department store has been in business since 1852. Besides, this is not a vacation. We have a crime to solve.
Yeah, and about that crime. You know this Juliet? The one that was supposedly killed?
Yes, Jeanette.
If it's that elephant, I think we're too late. She died years ago in 1864. I don't think this Daphne had anything to do with it.
My, Jeanette. You are such a sleuth. Figured that all out by yourself, did you?
Yeah, I did. You know, I don't come from this area. This is all new to me. And what happened to Romeo? It made me cry, that poor elephant. No wonder they said he was mean.
You do have a point about that, Jeanette. That was a tragedy about that elephant.
You know where I learned all about this stuff?
Oh, do tell, Jeanette.
I went to this website, Brown-Ullstrup They have all sorts of stuff there about Delavan, including the whole story about the elephants.
How ingenious that Brown and Ullstrup are. What would we ever do without them?
Certainly, we'd have nothing to do.
Yes, Jeanette, it would be utter peace and quiet.
How much further?
Just a few minutes. Mercifully. Only a few minutes.
And you know that Lake Lawn Resort? The grounds there used to be the location of these Indian burial mounds. A lot of them were dug up when they built the place.
Yes, a shame that happened.
And the grounds around there, where the Maybe Brothers U.S. Olympic Circus would bring the whole act to spend the winter. Why they didn't go to Florida or something is beyond me. Of course, Florida back then was not the Florida of today.
Say, Jeanette.
Yes, Mr. Wells?
Do you happen to have an ice pick in your purse?
An ice pick? Why would I have one of those? What do you need an ice pick for?
I was thinking of stinking it into my brain and end this misery.
Sheesh! Such a temper. You know that temper is going to kill you.
If only you would just...
And you know where they're buried Juliet after she died?
They pushed her out onto the frozen Delavan Lake and let her sink to the bottom when the ice melted. Yes, so sad.
And they say you can hear her trumpeting, letting us know that she's still here and not happy.
we pulled into Lake Lawn Resort. Long driveway and drove past the golf course towards the front desk entrance.
Wow, this is some place.
Indeed it is. Very much the typical Wisconsin lake resort.
And that's the lake where poor Juliet was laid to rest?
Yep, that's Lake Delavan.
And this area was where those Indian mounds were?
Yes, it was.
And where the maybe?
Yes, where the maybe circus used to winter. Didn't we just go through all that during the interminable drive from the airport?
Well, someone's a grouch. Sounds like you need a drink. It is about that time.
Well, Jeanette knows me all too well. Yes, it was cocktail hour. I parked the car, told Jeanette to get us checked in, have a bellman take our bags from the car to our rooms.
You want anything special sent to your room? A light dinner? Bottle of Cabernet?
No, I'll play that by ear. When you unpack my things, you might see if anything needs to be pressed. I have the hotel push a rush on everything. I just don't know what we'll be up to at any given moment with this case we're on.
Sure thing, Mr. Wells. You going to the bar to talk to Rodney?
Yes. Always like to check in with Rodney. If there is anyone who knows how to make a good mixed drink and knows the latest scuttlebutt, it's Rodney. I went into the other entrance, the one to the Frontier Restaurant and Bar. I entered the door and walked down the long hallway towards the restaurant and bar. I stopped in the gift shop, picked up a copy of the local paper, the Delavan Enterprise. You never know what stories are in the local rags. And continued walking back towards the Frontier Restaurant and Bar. I could hear the singer, John Ludi Paleo, crooning in the lounge.
I got the world on a string, I'm sitting on a rainbow. I've got that string around my finger. What a world, what a life, baby, I'm in love. I got a song that I sing and I can make the rainbow anytime I move my finger. Oh, lucky me, can't you see, baby, I'm in love. Life's a wonderful thing, as long as I got that string. I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let you go. I got the world on a string, I'm sitting on a rainbow. I've got that string around my finger. Oh, what a world, what a life, baby, I'm in love. Come on, put your hands together again. Come on, make a little noise tonight. Let them know you're out here. Let them hear you all the way in Kenosha. That's where the mothership is. Life's a wonderful thing, as long as I've got that string. I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let you go. I've got the world on a string, I'm sitting on a rainbow. I've got that string around my finger. What a world, what a life. What a world, what a life. What a world, what a life. 'Cause baby, I'm in love. Baby, I'm in love. And what a wonderful thing when you got the world on a string. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Rodney!
Mr. Wells, got time for a drink at my bar?
Always. Making a rye old-fashioned tonight.
Coming right up. Here you go, Mr. Wells.
Thank you, sir. Now that hits the spot.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wells.
Say, Rodney, who was that singer? Nice voice on that guy.
Oh, that's John Ludi Paleo. Comes to town every now and then. Always fills the place up.
Well, let's give another round of applause for the gentleman.
So, what brings you to Delavan, Mr. Wells?
I was in Chicago recording a radio commercial when a Daphne Broussard called me.
How did she track you down?
One word. Jeanette.
She was just doing her job.
I know.
What did she call you about?
Her story is that she is being accused of a murder.
And she called you?
Well, after all, I am Orson Welles. Of course she called me.
No offense, Mr. Wells, but if she's being accused of murder, shouldn't she call a lawyer?
Oh, Rodney, I haven't told you the best part. Miss Broussard is being accused of murdering Juliet.
Juliet? I think you're a little late to solve that one, Mr. Wells.
Tell me about it, Rodney. I guess, though, that someone is stalking this young lady and blaming her for the elephant's death anyway.
Sort of an odd situation, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely. All the same, when the woman called me, it sounded like she was in pretty dire circumstances. Had to quick cut the call short. Sounded like someone was chasing towards her.
I see.
Happen to know this woman, this Daphne Broussard? See anyone new in town?
Not really, Mr. Wells, but, you know, I have seen a woman that has come in here from time to time. By herself. Quite attractive. Always has a martini. A gin martini.
Straight up? $1?
You got it.
The lady has taste. Classic taste.
She would have it served on the balcony. She would just sit there all alone, staring towards the middle of the lake.
Towards Juliet?
I guess so.
I'm supposed to be meeting her tomorrow morning.
Here?
No, at Elizabeth's Cafe. I figure she'll feel safer at a crowded diner right in town. Besides, all the noise there will hide our conversation. Hard for anyone to overhear us.
Makes sense.
What does she look like?
Taller, maybe 5'9". Thinner, but nice figure. Short hair, brunette, pretty face. About 23, 24.
Clothes, makeup, jewelry?
Appropriate makeup and jewelry. Fits right in with the town here. Nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy like some of these kids wear.
Boy, isn't that the truth? What are these young women thinking?
I know. So, what's your plan of attack?
Well, I'll meet this Miss Broussard about 10 o'clock to see what she has to say, and then we'll work the scene. Visit the local merchants, see what they know and what they've seen.
You're taking this woman with you while you do your sleuthing?
Oh, no, of course not. What makes you say that?
You said we'll work on the scene. Who's we?
Oh, Jeanette is out here with me.
Really?
Yes, really. The next morning, Jeanette and I had a quick breakfast at Elizabeth's Cafe, and then she headed out to pound the sidewalk, keeping her ears and eyes open for any information about the person threatening Miss Broussard. I waited at the cafe, reading the paper until Daphne showed up.
Mr. Wells?
Yes, I'm Orson Welles.
I'm Daphne Broussard.
Yes, Miss Broussard. Please have a seat. I hope a booth is okay.
Thank you. It's fine. This'll work fine.
Miss Broussard was just like Rodney described her. Taller, maybe 5'9", thinner, but nice figure, short hair, brunette, pretty face, 23, 24. She seemed a bit out of place, though, with the large frame glasses and scarf, almost a Jackie O look. If she was trying to be incognito, it wasn't working. This wasn't exactly a Delavan look. You know, Miss Broussard, you may want to rethink the glasses and scarf. I take it if you're trying to be unrecognizable, but blending in might be a better strategy.
Oh, you're right, Mr. Wells. I'm just so scared. I'm not thinking right.
Now, Miss Broussard, please fill me in on your little predicament.
Well, I came to Delavan a few weeks ago. A maiden aunt of mine died who lived here, and I needed to come here, decide what to do with her things. Close up the estate, stuff like that.
Yeah, my condolences.
Thank you. She lived a long life, and it was just her time.
Is she related to your problem?
Well, in a funny way, yes. My family goes way back to some of the original settlers in Delavan, back in the 1830s.
Your family was from New York State?
Exactly. A lot of New Yorkers came out to this part of the country then, new land and all. My ancestors were nobody in particular, just farmers, some livestock. But when those circuses started up, a few of them got jobs working for various circus companies, taking care of the animals.
Not much of a leap from livestock to circus animals.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Anyway, one of my great-great-uncles or whatever was working for P.T. Barnum's circus.
And took care of the elephants, in particular Juliet.
Exactly. I take it you know the story of Juliet?
Oh, indeed.
Well, now I have some guy who's stalking me, threatening that my family killed Juliet and caused Romeo to go mad, and now I'm responsible for it all.
Just what are these threats?
Notes left on my car, being followed around town, even a few phone calls, though I don't know how he got my number.
And the contents of the threats?
That I have to pay for Juliet's death, that I'll wind up at the bottom of the lake with her. There'll be these little elephant trinkets and things that he'll leave for me with a note saying that I should take all of this stuff with me when I go to live with Juliet. There was even this little piece of pottery that he left me.
Have you ever seen this person?
Only in the car when I caught him following me.
Get a description?
Not a good one. He had a hood that covered most of his face, dark glasses. He was wearing work gloves.
Seemed like a bigger guy? Any facial hair?
No, not a big guy at all. No facial hair.
What kind of car?
Oh, nothing special. Sort of older. A Chevy, I think.
Get the license?
No, I couldn't see that far.
And the police won't help you. I mean, with those notes, you would seem to have plenty for them to at least keep an eye on things.
Oh, they were nice and all. Helpful as much as they could be, but they're strapped with other stuff, too.
And you heard about me?
Oh, of course. I saw an article in Chicago paper that you were in town doing a commercial or something, and I knew right away that you could help me.
Well, I am Orson Welles.
So do you think you can help me?
I have to make some inquiries since you called me, Miss Broussard, and my assistant is out looking for clues this morning.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Wells. Thank you so much.
Yes, well, of course you are. Everyone is, so I suggest you be on your way. Stay out of sight for a while.
Oh, yes, Mr. Wells. Thank you, thank you.
I wonder what Jeanette has found out.
Good morning. Welcome to Remember When.
Sheesh, so I guess I found the place with all the cookie jars.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd say at least.
We have over 2,000 cookie jars for sale in here. We even have a cookie jar museum upstairs where some of them are over 100 years old.
Say, you have anything about the circus? You know, with circuses being such a big part of the history around here.
Oh, we sure do. They're down that aisle over there. We have all the circus items together. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, wow.
Here are all the circus items.
Do you have anything with that, elephant on it?
Which elephant?
Juliet.
Not sure what you mean.
You know, Juliet, the famous elephant she's at the bottom of the lake.
Oh, her. No, I'm sorry. We don't have anything specific to her.
Do you know how she died? Was she killed or something?
I really don't know. I always thought she just died and they pushed her out into the middle of the lake to sort of bury her. She died in the middle of winter, you know, and the ground was too hard to dig a hole for her.
Yeah, sort of sad.
Yeah, it is. Well, enjoy yourself looking around. Just holler if you need any help.
Okay, thanks. Oh, wow. They have all kinds of Star Wars and Star Trek jars. This is crazy. Who knew they even made cookie jars anymore? And all these different kinds. Superheroes, animals, holidays, and they have nice little coffee bar. It's about time for another cup.
See anything you like?
As a matter of fact, I do.
I believe she was talking to me.
A woman who knows what she wants.
I'll have a plain black coffee, no latte, no room for cream, no sprinkles, no nothing, just a plain cup of coffee.
Not at all. Here's your coffee, man.
Thanks. What do I owe you?
No, let me. After all, you're visiting. Let me offer you some local hospitality.
Sure. It's the least you owe me after trying those awful pickup lines on me.
You haven't run away yet.
I'm just trying to have a quiet cup of coffee.
Well, I can be quiet.
Oh, brother. Listen, bucko, I'm on the clock. My boss is expecting a report from me after lunch. I don't have time for this flirting thing you got going on.
Maybe I can help you. What's your report about?
Just looking for fresh information about Juliet.
The elephant?
Yeah.
Why? She's been dead a long time.
Yeah, well, something's just came up.
Some more bones?
That's sick. That poor elephant was left in the middle of the lake without the proper burial. And all you can make are jokes?
Say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so insensitive. Let me start over. I'm Lawrence McCullough.
Jeanette.
Very nice to meet you, Jeanette.
I know.
Say, I can really help you with your assignment. I was born and raised in Delavan. I know everyone. What's your assignment?
Oh, well, okay, well, I'm going around town to find out whatever I can about Juliet. Someone is being accused of murdering her.
Huh?
Yeah, it's sort of strange, but that's the case we're on.
Ma'am, say, I just remembered something. Someone came in here the other day looking for a cookie jar of an elephant. We only had the one that was like in a zoo or a jungle, and she was looking for a circus elephant. She bought the little statue of an elephant, though.
She?
Yeah, it was a woman that was looking for an elephant cookie jar.
Say, let's go to Pack Rats. The owner there keeps her ear to the ground about things in town.
Sounds good.
Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for your help.
Pack Rats is just down the block. I can take you there with Orson Welles.
Yeah, how'd you know?
When someone like Orson Welles comes to town, word spreads fast.
Understandable. After all, he is Orson Welles.
Here we are.
Look at all this stuff.
I thought you'd like it. All kinds of Hollywood and movie memorabilia in this store.
Mr. Wells worked with all these people. This is amazing. Albums and pictures and little statues. It's more like a museum than a store. So cool.
Say, is the owner here?
No, he's not around today.
You hear anything lately about that elephant, Juliet?
The one at the bottom of the lake?
Yeah, that one.
No, but you know, the other day, someone came in looking for some circus stuff from like 100 years ago. Once in a while, we come across that kind of thing, but usually we just hunt down old movie and TV stuff. You know.
Was it a woman looking for the circus stuff?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Wild guess.
Okay, thanks for your help. Let's go to another store. They carry old stuff there, too. So, it's significant that it's a woman that's been asking for the circus elephants stuff.
Not sure. Certainly wasn't what I was expecting.
Welcome to Scene 2.
Oh my God, look at these clothes. They're beautiful.
I knew you'd like all this old stuff.
This isn't old stuff, it's all vintage. And it's all beautiful. Look at that fur coat. Too bad I live in Los Angeles. It'd be way too warm to wear out there. But I love it. And look at the jewelry.
Oh, isn't it all wonderful? They just don't make things like this anymore. Would you like to try any of it on?
I do like that pin. Maybe I could see how it looks on.
Oh, of course.
How old are these things?
Well, the clothes might go back 70 or 80 years, but those are kind of rare. We only carry items that are in very good condition, and people usually don't keep clothing that long and in good shape. There, that pin looks wonderful on you.
Indeed it does.
Oh, it does look nice, but I don't think it's for me, though. Thanks. You get a lot of people looking for jewelry here?
Oh, yes. In fact, I sold a pin of a circus elephant to someone just yesterday.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks for stopping in.
So it sort of looks like our suspect made a stop here, too.
Maybe. We don't know if it was the same person, though.
True. Say, since you're looking for old things, I have a cemetery you'll want to see.
A cemetery? How romantic.
Romantic? I didn't know you were looking for romance.
Just show me the cemetery. How lonely. It's so lonely here.
Yeah, this place has been vandalized over the years. Most of the headstones are gone. Supposedly, a lot of old circus people are buried here from when all those circuses used to winter here. A lot of the bodies were moved to another cemetery in town.
Say, who's that standing at the edge of the cemetery over there, next to the bushes? There, just standing there looking at that monument.
I'm not sure.
Say, could I talk to you? Nuts. They ran off into those bushes.
That's a steep drop-off over there, too.
This place is so sad. It's just been sort of a sad trip. The stories about Juliet and Romeo, and now the cemetery. Where you putting your arm?
Around your shoulders.
Well, okay.
I decided to drive around town to see if I could see anything out of sorts. I drove down Walworth Avenue. Certainly are all kinds of unique shops. I'm sure Jeanette is having a field day checking them all out. Also, plenty of places to buy elephant trinkets and such. I saw the statue of Romeo. Terrible what happened to him. It's hard to miss all the Walldog paintings, so many of them on buildings all over town. They describe so many interesting stories about Delavan. I'm sure Brown-Ullstrup have pictures of them on their website. Those two are so clever. I saw the bandshell in Phoenix Park. Quite nice. Perhaps I could stage one of the Shakespeare soliloquies there. Really pack the folks in to see Orson Welles. I drove back around and up to Old Settlers Cemetery. As I drove up, I saw Jeanette standing there shouting at someone who was running into the bushes. And then a gentleman came over, put his arm around her, and kissed her. My, Jeanette, just what is she up to and we're about to uncover?
because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Heaven was in your eyes, bright as the stars were under. Oh, is it any wonder I'm in the mood for love? Why stop to think of whether this little dream might fade? We built our hearts together. Now we are one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it, but not tonight. Forget it. I'm in the mood for love. This song was written in 1936. And this is the first song that my grandfather sang to my grandmother when he moved here from Buffalo, New York. Oh, I stopped to think of whether this little dream might fade. We put our hearts together. Now we are one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it. But for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for love.
Mr. John Ludi Paleo.
The next morning, Jeanette and I met for breakfast at the hotel. Did you enjoy your evening?
Yes, I did. Thank you. Could you pass the butter?
Why, of course. A little jam?
No, thank you.
How are your eggs?
Very good, thank you. All right already. Yes, I spent the evening with a friend.
I assume you're referring to the gentleman that was mauling you in the cemetery.
Why are you spying on me? If I want to see someone, that's none of your business. Of all the lousy things you could have done. And after all the stuff I put up with for
I
you.
wasn't spying on you. I was driving around town and saw you and this friend in the cemetery. By the way, whom were you shouting at?
I don't know. Lawrence took me around to the shops in town where I found out some very interesting information. By the way, and then we went to the cemetery and saw this lone figure there just staring at a monument in the back.
Did you find out that the person we're looking for is a woman?
Yeah, I did. Some woman has been asking for elephant stuff all over town. How'd you know?
I picked up clues from Daphne Broussard.
What's she like?
Typical damsel in distress looking for someone to rescue her.
And of course she turns to you.
Well, I am Orson Welles.
Oh, brother.
Did you find out anything else?
Nothing in particular. Other than that, this woman has been to every store in Delavan looking for this elephant stuff. Even to Bradley's department store looking for elephant sweaters. And she's been back to the stores a few times.
Well, she certainly is on a mission.
I'll say. So, what's the plan for today?
It seems our stalker is not exactly trying to be too quiet about her activities. Obviously not looking to be caught if she ran into the bushes at the cemetery.
That was her?
That's my guess. It was certainly someone who didn't want to be talked to.
True. So, what do we do?
I think we should drive around town a bit, stake out a few places, see if we notice anyone going from store to store, check out the cemetery, things like that. Since she was a bit obvious with her activities, she should be easy to spot. Jeanette and I finished our breakfast and we headed out. We drove to Walworth Avenue and parked the car about midway along the main commercial strip. We then started our stakeout. Jeanette and I and Jeanette, just the two of us, in the car, by ourselves. Joy.
Okay, I've never been on a stakeout. What do we do exactly?
We sit here, quietly, and watch for anything suspicious.
Yeah, but what would be suspicious?
Well, Jeanette, first let's look for a woman. We know it's a woman who is stalking Miss Broussard.
Okay. You know, just about everyone on this street is a woman.
Then look at every woman. My guess is that our suspect is walking alone, so anyone walking with someone else can be ignored.
Okay. A lot of people here.
Yes, Jeanette, a lot of people here. Very popular area.
Okay.
Lots to see.
Say,
What now, Jeanette?
hey, what's your problem?
Nothing, Jeanette, nothing at all. Now what, pray tell, is your question?
See that smallish woman over there coming out of Pack Rats?
The one with that black sweatshirt?
Yeah, she just came out of Bradley's department store. Been going in and out of each store really quick, like she's not really looking around in there.
Maybe asking for Delavan merchandise and leaving.
Exactly.
Let's drive up closer.
Quick, she's walking around the corner. We can't lose her.
I drove the car about a block to follow our stalker, but when she turned the corner, she was gone.
Nuts. We lost her.
One guess where she is going.
The cemetery.
Call Miss Broussard and the police and tell them to meet us there. Quick! We drove west on Walworth, turned north at the Romeo statue into 2nd, and then turned right again on McDowell and headed to Old Settler Cemetery. I parked the car in front, and sure enough, our stalker was running towards the monument. Jeanette jumped out of the car and ran after her.
Hey, you! Stop! We need to talk to you.
I had no idea that Jeanette could run that fast. As she got closer to the suspect, Jeanette heaved her purse at her, hit her square in the back, and knocked her down. By Jove, that Jeanette can get things done. Jeanette was holding her quite firmly by the arm as I walked up.
Is that him?
Daphne was running towards us. If you mean the stalker, indeed it is, although it's not a him.
Wait, what?
So, Jeanette, who do we have here?
It's our stalker, Mr. Wells. She's heading for the bushes again, but she's not going anywhere anymore.
Why were you harassing me? I never did anything to you or that elephant.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You and that wicked, wicked family of yours. You killed Juliet. You killed her. She was a poor elephant. Didn't hurt anyone. Just danced for Romeo, crazy the music box, and you killed her in the middle of winter. You wouldn't even. Muriel, you pushed her into the middle of a lake like carp.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Take her away, boys.
So, this is goodbye?
I'm afraid so. I wish it wasn't, but you're here, and I'm in Los Angeles, and long-distance romances just never work.
You're right. As much as I hate to admit it, you're right.
Now you sound like Mr. Wells.
No one should ever underestimate you. And you know, he doesn't.
Oh, I know.
Can we at least stay in touch?
Sure.
Could I have your number?
Oh, it's in the book.
You know, I don't have your last name.
No problem. That's in the book, too.
Okay, have a good life, Jeanette. I will think about you for a long, long time.
I should have looked here first. Of course you'd be having a drink with Rodney. You know we have a flight to catch.
Yes, Jeanette. What would I ever do without you, Jeanette?
Well, for one thing, you'd never get back to L.A.
I assume you have me all packed up, we're checked out, bills settled, etc., etc.
Yes?
Well, I'll just finish up here with Rodney, and I'll be right out.
Well, just be quick about it.
So you solved another one, huh, Mr. Wells?
Well, of course, Rodney. Really wasn't that hard of a case when someone is mourning an elephant that has been dead for 150 years. That someone has to be a little off.
Miss Broussard all happy?
Oh, she went on and on with her appreciation. Really became a little embarrassing.
So, when will you be back?
I'm sure it'll be soon enough, Rodney. After all, I'm Orson Welles.
This has been The KANE Shadow. Murder is a Circus. The KANE Shadow is created and written by Stephen Brown and Michael Ullstrup. Tonight we broadcasted live from the bandshell at Phoenix Park in beautiful and historic Delavan, Wisconsin. Starring today were members from the 91.1 Players, Orson Welles, John Olexi, Jeanette, Kathy Zolke, Rodney, Cam Spencer, Daphne Broussard, Alexa Eves, Lawrence McCullough, Mike Bavito, Denise Pomeroy, Shopkeeper 1 and Shopkeeper 3 was Vicky Dumay. Sound Engineer 1, Todd Eves. Shopkeeper 2 and Sound Engineer 2, Ryan Schrader. The KANE Shadow was directed by Vicky Dumay. Today's production crew were Steve Brown, music and recorded sound effects, Mike Ullstrup, live sound effects. Dave Janzer and Chuck Janzer were our sound engineers. Our special musical guest was John Ludi-Paleo. Support for the WGTD Radio Theater comes from the Kenosha law firm of a.k.a. Dumay and Maternin, the Friends of the Phoenix Park Bandshell, and the Brown-Ullstrup Performing Arts Foundation of Salem Lakes, Wisconsin. Join us tomorrow, Saturday, June 24th, when the WGTD Radio Theater presents a special tribute to Mary Tyler Moore. For the WGTD Radio Theater, this is your announcer, Todd Eves, signing off. Have a great evening.